Hey guys, RC here. Well, Myral has let us down once again with none of his postseason wrap-up extraordinaires. So you'll have to settle for my WWCF radio recap piece of shit broadcast instead. So thank you, Myral, for making us deal with this instead of your excellent journalistic skills. Anyway, looking back, we're in coach hiring. We are moving on to the next season, but I wanted to jump back a little bit and do a postseason wrap up. First and foremost, congratulations to our once again national champion Darren and his Maryland Terrapins with a 46-23 victory over Rutgers. And let's get the white elephant out of the room here. Michigan jumping from number 12 to number 2 in the final poll. I don't know, maybe Pachyderm was right. There is some commissioner bias here. I didn't run the sim, guys. So I don't know. Anyway, or did I run the sim? Yes, I did, but I had nothing to do with this. So yeah, I have no idea how that happened. We did beat a good Georgia team, but I don't know. I mean, Florida lost, right? And they moved up from 5 to 3. And then Texas actually made it to the Final Four and dropped from 14 to 15. If anybody's going to go up, I think it should have been Texas. But, what do I know? So anyway, everything else looked pretty kosher in here. Bama falling from 4 to 8. That was kind of a big loss to Ball State, so that didn't trouble me so much. Ohio State, that was great, by the way. In fact, since that, Ohio State's coach has quit and moved to Marshall. So Bowling Green made Mike Dills cry uncle. They made Mike Dills tap. Do you hear this? That's Mike Dills tapping out. I don't know if it was a Kimura or a rear naked choke, but Bowling Green made Mike Dills tap. The mighty Dills has fallen. So anyway, actually that did stun me. I was very surprised. One, that Ohio State lost. Two, that Mike Dills stepped down and went to Marshall. Taking Marshall didn't surprise me. The fact he didn't stay with Ohio State kind of did. But anyway, not many teams win their last game. Michigan was one of them, so maybe that had something to do with it. But yeah, that was weird, and I don't think Michigan was really the number 2 team in the country. So anyway, we'll let that go. All right, so what we want to do here is we actually want to get into the game now. Now, we're in the coach hiring process. I can't get in and see anything at this point, so I can't really do anything that I had planned to do. I kind of wanted to look at returning players and things of that nature, but let's go ahead. We can go in through the website and we can look at the rosters here. And in fact, we could probably look at stats. That would probably be the better way to go. So Jacob Garvey is a junior coming off the Heisman Trophy, 2025 Heisman Trophy. Now, Darren is pretty confident that Garvey is going to go pro, which means he will lose him in the draft this year. If he does, then I would speculate that Vin Butler would be the incumbent. Well, no, because he's see, I don't know if this is last year, so no. Butler's gone. Delmer Franco, he's going to be the incumbent because he'll be a junior. All right, and this is a guy that has thrown one career pass, but he was also the number 8 quarterback in the class, number 44 overall. I don't think he's going to be hurting. He might need some development, and he may not be Garvey material from year one, but I don't think he'll be hurting. So look for something in the 68 to 70% completion, probably only about 8,000 yards passing, and only 50 touchdowns. Yeah, only. First world problems for Maryland. Cuthbert is a senior, so he'll be gone. Tubbs will be back as a senior, so that's probably your starter there. Again, doesn't look really bad on ratings. The number 11 running back in the nation the year that he came out. Again, he only has 54 career rushes, but 5.4 yards per carry. So again, not going to be troubled very much. Yeah, I wish you could see the class here, but let's see. Again, seniors will be gone. All right, so you've got quite, a big chunk of his receiver class coming back. You're losing 3 starting linemen. Josh Redmond probably comes back. And then you've got a group of guys behind him. I mean, Anthony Westbrook, he's not going to be chopped liver. Tyler Butler, he could go pro, but you have Jesse Griggs behind him with another spring. I don't think that'll be a huge drop-off. So offensively, I don't think Maryland loses a ton. But again, I was going to do this in game so we could see current rosters, but that's not going to work out. So I guess we are just back to, kudos to Maryland. If we go back and take a look at the path to the title, week 1, upset week, Ohio State losing to Bowling Green, Alabama losing to Ball State, Florida losing to Texas, and USC losing to Ole Miss. So Oregon losing to Oklahoma as well. So 5 of the top 8 seeds losing in this year's playoffs. Then moving into the second round, we had basically all the upper seeds advanced. Maryland over Oklahoma, Tech over Bowling Green, Rutgers over Ole Miss, Texas over Ball State in the Cinderella Bowl. And then that would put us into the Final Four, where we had Maryland take out Texas by 13, and in the all-Myrtle Bowl matchup, Myrtle actually sided with Texas Tech. Clyde Dipschmitter, I understand, has called for him to be officially fired now that Hal Myrtle has beaten Human Myrtle handily by 21, 3 touchdowns, which that was unexpected. Honestly, I thought he would go with Rutgers. I think I called that, but I think I also said Texas Tech is kind of his main team, and so it didn't surprise me, but it did surprise me that the team he ran as a Human did not win that game. So congrats to Myrtle also for making it to the championship. That was, I don't know why this didn't update. Nope. Oh well. Maybe Darren can look into that if he sees this. But then, of course, Maryland beating Rutgers. And, nope, there it is. 46-23, pretty handily winning their championship. And if I remember correctly, Darren has gone all San Francisco Giants on us in winning every other year. So 3 titles in the last 5 seasons. Actually, 4 titles in the last 7 seasons. So from having not won a single title to being tied with Oklahoma and no, I'm sorry, Cal. Cal still has 5 titles. So boy, you think Cal is looking for a new coach, or what about, from my glory days when I won back-to-back and then had 5 titles in a row between the 2 leagues, I haven't won one in 8 seasons now in either league. So how the mighty have fallen. Uh, and yeah, I thought Ohio State would be in the running for another one this year, but they've pretty much bookended decades here with titles. Florida got back into the winners column there. LSU, it's been a while. Penn State, been a while. Michigan got one, and West Virginia and Cincinnati. So it's been a while for all those teams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12. So here we are, 26 seasons, we've had 12 teams win a national championship. So still a very small class of champions. Certainly a lot of teams can make a run for that. I think if you look at the teams that were in there this year, I mean, Maryland's going to be perennial. Ohio State's going to be there pretty much every year. It will be interesting to see what happens with the departure of Mike Dills and Joe. I think it's Joe stepping up to that. I think that's who got the team. Wow, hold on, I got to check that out because I got to call him out if it's what I think it is. New coaches hiring. Coaching rumors. Did he not? Come on, Darren, you didn't even put up a coaching hire here? All right. Yeah, Greg Domston. I happen to know for a fact Greg Domston is a diehard Michigan fan. Now, myself as a Michigan fan, I cannot even bring myself to think about coaching Ohio State. I believe I even said that in one of my comments down here. Yes, I could guarantee the latter would never happen. I actually coached Penn State in the GDCFL for a couple of years, keeping in mind they were not always a Big Ten school. And even after a couple of years of doing that, I gave them up, even after winning a national title with them, because I couldn't deal with coaching in the Big Ten and not being Michigan. So it will be interesting to see how a real Michigan fan does, even though it's a fake league and a fake Ohio State. He's still putting on the scarlet and gray and trying to help Ohio State beat Michigan. I don't know how that's going to sit, man. I think we may have to evict you from the Michigan faithful, because yeah, that's hard to understand. Rutgers. Myrle's done a great job with both of his top teams, Rutgers and Idaho. I mean, Rutgers and Texas Tech. I knew that. He's built both of them into perennial powers. I mean, 4 losses between them on the year, and that counts their playoff games, or 15-2 actually, for Rutgers. USC, Florida, perennial teams. Alabama had a really good year. They did surprise me by being number 4, but still, that's a good season out of the SEC. Texas, I think, will continue to push, but even Texas and Michigan, we've been, kind of right outside that first tier of playoff teams, and we've really had to backdoor our way in when we make it. I'm looking forward to what I can do with Air Force. Of course, we'll be moving up to Conference USA this year, and that will be interesting to see how that affects recruiting and budgets and anything like that. I don't know if it does at all. If it's strictly prestige-based, then it won't, but it will be interesting to start competing there and having a new challenge. Of course, we have again lost James, JCW. He has not reached out to any of us and has just disappeared. So, first off, I hope he is okay. We are sorry to see him gone again, but Oklahoma has passed into new hands as well. Who got that job? Honestly, I don't remember because I don't think Darren actually put the results in here. Oh, you know what? Maybe we can go check. He usually does the little article, but all right, here we go. Head coach offers. All right, Greg Domston. Oh, Greg went to Oklahoma. Okay, well then strike all that about Ohio State. Yeah, I think he'll be able to sleep better being in Oklahoma red rather than scarlet and gray. Yeah, I was really questioning that, Greg. Sean Rankins to the U. Larry Spader. And enjoy your vacation, Larry. San Jose State. Um, Mike Myrle decided to step down at Idaho. That is too bad. And was there another head coach offers? Oh, that's the one I was just in. All right, Ohio State. Yeah, I guess all he did was put out the emails because that is. So I don't remember who got Ohio State either. Let's see if the coaches page is updated. I don't know if it is or not. All right, Oklahoma, Greg Domston. That is Big Ten, Ohio State. Are they still available? Nobody took them? Interesting. And of course, we haven't changed all of the teams for the movements. Just noticing San Diego State is Doc. Doc has been kicking my butt in the SNCFL league. He's at Alabama and I'm at LSU. And I beat him the first year to win the SEC West. And then he's beat me 3 straight years since, plus one game in the postseason. So, or no, I think I beat him in the postseason and then lost the title game. But he's, yeah, but he's crushing me there. He's won at least one national title, maybe two at Alabama. So, and I know the few times that I've played him with Air Force. Of course, he was a significantly higher prestige that he was beating me here. So, and they still are, but I look forward to the challenge of catching up with some of those guys, Sean and Gary and Caesar and quite a few teams in there. Not sure who all's moving out to make room, but anyway. So anyway, that is kind of our nutshell wrap up for the 2026 season. Again, Myral, congrats for making not only the championship game but the Final Four with both teams. As the old smoking commercial says, you've come a long way, baby. And Darren, I hope your shell rots off. You keep talking about leaving, but as somebody else said, you've put so much into that team, that you don't want to start beating Maryland because you left. We'd rather have to earn our way to catch you. But congrats to all the playoff teams this year. Congrats to all the bowl winners, and thank you to all the owners for a great 25th season of WWCF football. And we turn on to the next quarter century, starting here in the next week or so. So thank you so much for checking it out. The game is bowl-bound college football. If you are tuning into this broadcast and you're like, what the hell are you talking about? Bowl-bound is a college football game that we use to play in this league called WWCF. And you can go to simnation.net/forums, look up WWCF in the league drop-down menu right here, and Darren right there is the commissioner, and I am the co-commissioner, Raging Cajun. You can register and go through notifications, send us a private message, and ask to join the league. Still going strong after all of these seasons. The game's been out since 2005. Plenty of teams available. You can go to the coaches page, and see who all is available, but you can see how many teams are still full as well. So now some of these are owned, but we have 2 or 3 teams owned by one person. There actually is a allowance in place. Teams like Wyoming, you'll notice 3 asterisks. New Mexico State, 3 asterisks. Hawaii, Air Force, all 3 asterisk teams. Those are third teams. You could actually come in and you could take one of those teams just by asking for it. We're just helping these teams stay afloat. So if it has a 1 or a 2 asterisk, they're off limits or none. But if it has a 3, then you can just request to take that team if that's a team that you really want. Middle Tennessee State as another example. So look through the list, hit Darren and I up. It's a great online league, one that we really enjoy. As I said, we have been playing for 26 seasons now. And so we're into our second quarter century and working our way towards a half century now. It'll be interesting to see what Darren does here as we start running out of room. Do we extend this to a 3rd row, or that'll be interesting to see that we have that problem now. It's been a long time coming. Not sure we ever thought to make it this far, but only through Mike Dill's efforts to create SimNation and start the WWCF, and then Darren to pick it up when Mike had to step away. And then the great owners that make it the fun that it is. So thank you to all of you guys. Congrats to Maryland and Rutgers and Myrtle and Darren for great seasons. And we will see you in the 2026 season coming up soon. Thanks for your time, and you guys have a good one. See you on the gridiron.